You might be thinking about taking up running and wondering what gear to get. Or perhaps you've started and you're looking at all the different bits and pieces out there and wondering what you should be looking for. Well, look no further, as the Running Channel has teamed up with our friends at DHB to bring you the ultimate beginner starter pack for runners. Make sure you subscribe to the Running Channel and tap the bell icon to be notified when we upload new videos all about running. We're going to be going through all of the kit for running and why it's useful, covering everything from tops, bottoms, accessories, and first, underwear. That's better. So look, we know all you really need to go out running is a decent pair of trainers. So be sure to check out our video all about the best beginner running shoes for more on that. But we're going to be looking at the rest of the gear that you might want to consider wearing whilst out running and why, whether it's comfort, convenience, safety, or performance. Right, to start off, let's chat underwear. Now, you might not have considered buying specialist underwear for running, but there are great properties in sports underwear, such as antibacterial treatment and odor control to help keep you feeling fresh. And a lot of sports specialist underwear also has a special type of seam that gives no visible pant line, VPL, perfect if you're wearing lycra shorts or leggings, as well as reducing the likelihood of chafing, which, let's face it, you definitely don't want. So specialist sports underwear is also made to withstand constant washing, so it can put up with constant use and still last a long time. Now on to running socks. Now, it's important to get this right if you want to avoid blisters. So running specific socks tend to be reasonably lightweight to let your feet breathe. They're made from materials to wick away sweat. Look for pairs without seams in the toe area because that will minimize the risk of blisters. Often non-running socks have seams over the top of your toes which can cause problems. So good pairs should also have reinforced heels to help with durability and protect the area that sees the most impact and friction. And the low-cut socks have a heel tab to help keep your socks in place so that they won't slip down into your shoes as you're running. So you've got options with the length of sock you choose. Personally, I prefer a short, low-cut one you can't really see, but there's quarter cut and even longer ones, which are favoured by trail runners to stop you getting muddy legs and keep your legs warmer if it's cold. So everything we're covering in this video applies to both men and women, with one exception: sports bras. Ladies, if you've ever tried running in a regular bra, you'll know why these are a vital piece of kit. So you can get loads of different types of sports bra, all varying in the intensity of support that they give. Usually for running, it's best to get medium to high support, as it's a more energetic activity than something like yoga, for example, where there's less vigorous movement involved. So finding the perfect fit of a sports bra is also so important. Research shows that 80% of women are wearing the wrong size bra. So when choosing yours, pay attention to the underband. So you should only be able to fit the width of 2 fingers between the band and your skin. Any more than that, and the fit is too big. Also, not all high support bras have underwire, so think about this when selecting your bra. Oh, and don't forget to do the bounce test before heading out on a run, just to check that you've got enough support. Tops next. So you might currently be throwing on an old cotton t-shirt and hitting the pavement, but there is a reason to buy specialist sports clothing. So a dedicated running top will be much lighter than a cotton tee. And whether you go long or short sleeve depends on the temperature that you're running in. Top tip for you, always aim to dress as if it's 10 degrees centigrade warmer outside than it actually is. So the key thing to look out for when choosing a running top is whether it's made from a sweat wicking material. This will help you stay cool on your run and will make the top more breathable. Often tops have mesh sections on them too, either on the back or on side panels. Cotton t-shirts, on the other hand, will absorb sweat or rain and get heavier throughout a run. So another factor to consider is whether you'll be running at night, in which case you might want a top that's brightly coloured or have reflective details on it so you can be seen. And you might also want to think about getting a running jacket for those cold, wet and windy miles. So a high-vis design with reflective details means you can be clearly seen in low light or at night time, which is great for safety. When you're choosing a jacket, look out for its waterproof and breathability rating, as these can vary a lot depending on the conditions that the jacket's made for. So there's no point wearing a jacket to protect you from the rain if you get too sweaty inside it. Jackets often have a few pockets too, perfect for storing your phone, keys or your wallet whilst you're running. This one, for example, has got one on the chest. Finding a great pair of shorts or leggings that you'll be comfortable wearing on your run is key. So if you're going to go for shorts, there are loads of different lengths out there, so bear that in mind when you're choosing. So you can get a 5-inch short. For the men, you might want to look out for shorts with an inner mesh lining, whatever you're most comfortable with. The longer shorts can help avoid chafing on your inner thighs, something I have problems with along with many other runners. So I like to go for something like this 6-inch liner shorts. They have a second built-in cycle short that helps prevent them from riding up as you go running. So that's added protection against chafing. And check out whether they've got pockets too. Running tights now often come with back pockets and side pockets, perfect for storing your phone so that it's easily accessible out on a run. And tights are a great option for men too. They're much more comfortable to run in cold conditions than a pair of sweatpants. Actually, we recently asked our male viewers whether they just wore running tights or like to wear shorts over the top. And it's a pretty even split, all based on personal preference. So thinking about carrying your phone with you, have a think about what else you might want to carry on a run and where you're going to be able to store it. So you could consider investing in one of the many belt options available for putting your phone in, along with things like your keys, your wallet. This one is the endurance version, so it also comes with holders for energy gels as well as race bib toggles. Running caps are useful in rain or shine, keeping the rain off your face or shielding your eyes from bright sunshine. The difference between a regular baseball cap and a running cap is the weight of them and the material that they're made of. So look for something lightweight which will dry out quickly if it gets sweaty or wet from the rain. And as an added bonus, they can keep you cool when it's hot. So dunk them in cold water before you head out, or find a water fountain en route and do the same there. A neck tube is a great multifunctional bit of kit for any runner. It can help keep you warm when it's cold and windy, and lightweight versions can be worn around your head or your wrist to mop up sweat if it's warm. So you can also wear that as a face covering as well. Something else that you might want to consider if it's going to be cold when you run is a pair of gloves. So some runners may find that their extremities are particularly affected by cold weather. Raynaud's syndrome is something that's really common and affects your circulation. So it causes some areas of your body, like your fingers and toes, to change colour and actually be quite painful when you're cold. So think about a pair of gloves that'll be warm enough for you, but also lightweight enough to be able to bung them in a pocket or in your running belt if you do warm up whilst you're on your run. These ones even let you use your phone with them because of the fingerprint technology. For sunny runs, you might want to think about investing in a pair of sports-specific sunglasses. So they're lightweight and designed to wrap around your face so they won't fall off or bounce up and down whilst you're running. You can get loads of different colours of lens too, with different levels of light transmission, depending on where you're likely to be wearing them. So while sunglasses might seem maybe a bit pretentious to some, or a luxury option, squinting in bright sun can actually mean that you get quite tight in your neck and shoulders, so sunglasses could help you to relax if it's sunny on your run. So if you're heading out to run when it's dark or in low light, then lights to be seen are a great idea. You can get loads of different sizes and shapes of lights. This one is to be seen rather than to see. So if your runs are going to be particularly dark, you may also want to consider a head torch. This one is clip-on, so it's easy to fasten onto any clothing or bags. If you've been tracking your runs on your phone, maybe you're considering upgrading to a running watch. So the benefits of having a sports watch, like the Garmin Forerunner 45, are that you can see a load of data at a glance rather than having to get your phone out. So GPS tracking means that the watch can track where you run and provides accurate stats like distance, pace, and intervals. It also comes with wrist-based heart rate monitor. So if you're looking at leveling up your running by seeing more data, and maybe you want to run without your phone entirely, then a running watch like this one is a great place to start. Hopefully that's given you an idea of what items you might need, or perhaps more accurately want as a beginner runner. What's been your must-have item mentioned today? Or what item have you found that you needed most for your running? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time on the Running Channel. Bye from me, and her as well.